messed up with? They're scary monsters.
I don't know anything.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Screenstars. I'm here today to bring you my review for the 2025 crime thriller Caught Stealing. The film is directed by Darren Aronofsky and it stars Austin Butler, Regina King, Zoe Kravitz, Griffin Dunn, we have Sean O'Hagan and we have Matt Smith. Now the film follows Austin Butler's character Hank, who is a failed baseball player who is now a barman. He is tasked with looking after his friend's cat. His friend is played by Matt Smith. He has to go back to London to see his father who's had a stroke or something. So he's looking after this cat, and then some goons come looking for his friend Russ, Matt Smith's character. He can't help them, apparently. He's got this information that these people need. They beat the crap out of him. And it gets to the point where his life is in danger in every direction. He's got the Russian mafia chasing him. He's got the Jewish mafia chasing him. He's got the cops chasing him. They're all after something very, very valuable. He doesn't know what it is. It's definitely connected to Matt Smith's character. And he ends up kind of spending the film chasing around, trying to stay alive and find out what it is they're after in order to kind of make a deal to keep alive. Right, what are my thoughts on Caught Stealing? Well, Darren Aronofsky. It's not for me to kind of say that Darren Aronofsky is not a good director, because he clearly is. If you look at his filmography, there's some incredible films on his filmography. To be perfectly honest, not a lot of them are to my taste. I think the only film he's done previously that I really enjoyed was The Wrestler. But it feels like a kind of step out of the comfort zone for Darren Aronofsky. I don't really think he's done many films like this. This is almost a Shane Black type film. It's almost a Nice Guys or Kiss Kiss Bang Bang type film. One of those, almost like noir films in a lot of ways. The film's set in the 90s in New York City, and it's got this characters kind of having to deal with criminal elements in order to kind of make sure that they stay alive for the most part. And that is very similar, I think, to a lot of Shane Black's work. And that's fine with me. The Nice Guys, in my opinion, is one of my favourite films of all time. I think it's an absolute masterpiece. And I love Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. Absolutely incredible film. Now, this is a very, very fun and watchable movie. It gets a bit chaotic. It kind of loses its way a little bit here and there. But there's no denying that Austin Butler commands the screen very, very well. He is, in no doubt, a leading man, a Hollywood leading man. He is going to have a very, very glittering career. He's already having a very glittering career. But he's got it all. He's got looks, he's got the voice, he's got the charisma, he's got the talent. Yeah, big things for this lad. And this film is no exception. He shoulders the responsibility of this film excellently. He makes his character Hank vulnerable and likable. He is not like this tough guy or anything like that. He just kind of does what he has to do to survive. Almost like an unrecognisable Matt Smith in many ways in this film. Playing like this punk rocker, really, this English punk rocker who has absolutely caved in his friend Hank's life with getting him into all sorts of trouble that he didn't expect. Zoe Kravitz, who plays the love interest to Austin Butler's Hank, very, very good as well. I've been seeing some kind of interviews with them, promoting the film, and I thought they had great chemistry in those interviews, and that absolutely transpires to the screen here as well. They've got brilliant chemistry here and here. I mean, sizzling chemistry. And I thought they were really, really good. And then you've got Vincent D'Onofrio and Liev Schreiber playing these Jewish gangsters who are like the most feared in the city, it would seem. They're absolutely ruthless. Many characters in the film describe them as monsters, and they really are, you know what I mean? But at the same time, when you kind of get to know the characters a little bit more, there's some aspects of them that are quite fair as well. So, I mean, it's got all these faces and names that you recognise. I don't necessarily feel they do as much with them as they could. I would have liked a little bit more Matt Smith. I would have liked a little bit more of Lee Schreiber and Vincent D'Onofrio. Even Zoe Kravitz is not in the film as much as I expected her to be. But I mean, these are minor criticisms, I suppose. It's one of those films that, if you enjoy watching movies or TV shows with like real moments of tension, where you kind of like, oh God, how are they going to get out of this? What are they going to do next? What are they going to do? I mean, they're in real bother here. Kind of like Breaking Bad. When he is just at his wit's end and he's like, he's got to do this or this is going to happen. If he doesn't do it now, chaos is going to erupt. Or if you know what I mean, and you're just kind of like, you're sweating because you're like, what are they going to do next? I don't know. No way on earth I know how they're going to get out of this. I haven't got a clue. That's basically Austin Butler throughout the whole film. What's he going to do to get out of the situation that he's in? Because it seems untenable. It seems absolute chaos. It starts costing him everything. You know what I mean? It costs him his health. It costs him people close to him. Potentially his family. And he's like, I'm not really sure what I'm going to do about this. What am I going to do? And then eventually he doesn't really have a choice. He's got to fight back, sort of thing. He's got to do something about it. Trying to negotiate or trying to do this, that, and the other is not going to help him. And that's proven to be the case with the film. So there's a lot of chasing about. There's a lot of car chasing about. There's a lot of, wheeling and dealing going on in the film. It does get a little bit chaotic, as I've said. It gets a little bit, I don't know if silly is the right word, but it does get to the point where you do get frustrated with some characters here and there, because you're kind of like, what are you doing? Why are you still in that place? Why are you still in your apartment when they know where you live? Bugger off somewhere else. Or, so there is some dumb decisions going on here and there in the film. And, trusting the wrong people and all that other stuff. But ultimately, when you kind of filter through all of the chaos and stuff like that and you kind of, tick off the individual parts of the film, like the performances, the writing, the direction, the silliness of it sometimes, there's definitely a fun and entertaining film here. It lacks a little bit. For me, it's not nowhere near in the same league as The Nice Guys or even Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, but it's a good attempt at doing like a chaotic sort of... it's not really a heist film, but like a noir crime thriller sort of thing. So, yeah, that's my thoughts on Caught Stealing. I did have a good time with it. It's worth checking out. If you like Darren Aronofsky, it's definitely something a little bit different from him. So let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I will, of course, be back with plenty more content on the channel very, very soon.